Morning Date. Welcome to another edition of Morning Date, a segment where I get to sit and chat with outstanding figures from all fields and all walks of life, and today, what a treat. I have the pleasure of sitting down with Choi, a Korean actor and playwright residing in Canada from Toronto, and the creator of Canada's first Asian-led sitcom called Kim's Convenience. That is so very, very exciting. We're going to talk about that and much, much more. Choi, welcome to Morning Special. Thank you very much for being our guest today.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thanks for having me.
Welcome back to Korea, right?
Yeah.
For the third time.
Third time. I was born here, actually.
Oh, were you really?
Yeah.
Where were you born?
Seoul. I don't know, some hospital. Somewhere in Seoul,
some hospital somewhere. And the last time you were here was?
2002.
Well, it's a long time, huh?
Yeah, a lot has changed.
That's what everybody says when they go and then they come back. And it doesn't seem to matter whether it's, 6 months away or 6 years away. It's always the same answer. Wow, so much has changed. Tell us about yourself. Maybe you could introduce yourself to our audience first.
Sure. My name's Choi. I was born in Korea, in Seoul. My parents immigrated to Toronto, Canada when I was 1. So I don't remember, not too many memories here.
Yeah.
Grew up in Toronto, studied acting at school, came out and started writing more than acting. Well, both.
Yeah.
And then I wrote a play. I wrote a play called Kim's Convenience. It was a small stage play that kind of blew up, and we toured it right across Canada. This is like 2010 to 2014, to all the big cities in Canada. And then we turned it into a TV show, and it airs now, and And then soon we're going to be heading to New York with the stage play in July of 2017.
Unbelievable success. Congratulations.
Thanks.
It's huge news. I mean, the success of the play is worth congratulations in itself. But the fact that it turned into a TV show is worth more. And then the fact that it is, and we're going to talk about this because I want to hear your opinion on it. This is a sitcom where it's about an Asian family.
Yeah.
And that in Hollywood is a big challenge. We hear about it all the time, the challenge for Asian American actors, trying to break the stereotype. But again, we're going to talk about that in a bit. Let's talk about where the play came from in the first place. Kim's Convenience. Tell us about it.
Yeah, where it came from. So my uncle was a miner in Germany.
Okay. Is this a TV show about a German miner?
This is how the TV show began.
Okay.
Going way back. He met my aunt, who was a nurse, 19 whenever, and they moved to Toronto, and they opened up Kim's Grocer, a convenience store. Then she sponsored my parents, my family to come, and so we lived together above the convenience store in Toronto, 2 families above a convenience store. And so that's where I feel like the story began.
Okay.
The smells of the store, memories of, counting money, helping my uncle count money, all the kids. Okay, you take the 5s, you take the 10s, and we'd all do math. So that's where it began, all those memories. And then when I graduated from acting school, there was not a lot of roles. I'd audition, and it'd be a little tricky. It'd be tricky casting, as you mentioned.
What were you auditioning for?
Shakespeare plays, contemporary plays, anything, pretty much anything in theater as well as TV and film. But all the roles were pretty small, stereotypical. So I kind of quit. And then at the same time, there was this theater company called Fujian, which is an Asian Canadian theater company in Toronto. They started a playwriting unit, a little group. And so I joined. And Nina Lee Aquino, who was the artistic director at the time, she said, well, I know that you write, so why don't you come with an idea? So I came with an idea, you write what you know. And for me, it was from my experience, if you were Korean growing up when I did in Toronto, your parents owned a convenience store and you went to church on Sunday. So that was and that was your communities. So I wrote about that. And I wanted it to be funny. So humor was at the center of it.
Did you know that you were going to write about, that convenience store at some point in your life when you were studying acting and you were taking writing classes? Did you have it in your mind I think I want to write about this thing one day? Or was it just, like a light bulb?
No planning. Just tumbling through life, trying to get by.
Yeah.
And then the idea came because it was, there's a set. I just pictured there's a counter, and then customers come in the door, bing bong, and then new customers can come in.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the store, you could go up to the house. So it would be kind of nice in and out. So no pre-thought.
Let's hear a clip from the trailer from the sitcom for Kim's convenience.
Where's your cool Christian Korean boyfriend?
There's no such thing as a cool Christian Korean boy.
What you talking?
If they're cool and Christian, they're not Korean. And if they're cool and Korean, they're not Christian. And if they're cool Christian and Korean, they're girls.
Janet!
Bye, Mama.
That's good. That's good. So from the time that the play came out, when did it blow up, and when did it become kind of this big thing where you're traveling to other cities?
Well, in 2000, so I started writing in about 2005. It took me a long time to write the play. It's a very simple play. If you ever see it, you'll be like, wow, that took a long time to do that. But in 2010, I felt like I finished it. And then I put a package together and I approached all the big theater companies in Toronto that I know and have a relationship with. And all of them turned it down. They said, no, thank you very much, but not for us.
Did they tell you why?
No. I even asked. I was like, okay, well, can you give me some comments on how to improve it for your theater company? And they have their own niche. So I spent so much time on this, like 5, 6, 7 years writing this play on and off, that I just wanted to see it up on its feet even once. So there's this theater festival in Toronto called the Fringe Festival. It's actually an international festival. There's one in Seoul as well, where it's an artist-driven festival, and you could submit. If you get chosen, you have to put up the money and do it. So I gathered the cast together. I fed them. We rehearsed in church basements and people's living rooms and kind of cobbled together a production, a very simple, very, very simple production. And at the Fringe Festival, we ended up selling out the entire run, 7 shows, 200-seat theater, and people just loved it. Like it was kind of surprising initially. It was like, oh, okay, you like it, great. But then after that, all those theater companies that rejected it at first, they started coming and started inviting me inviting it to be part of their season, their next season. And eventually I went with this theater company called Soul Pepper. Not Soul Pepper, but your soul. So Soul Pepper. And they're the one who kind of blew it up with me. And so we did a premiere in Toronto, 2 runs. And then we just toured it to like London, Ottawa, Vancouver, Calgary, Edmonton, Winnipeg. And it keeps going. Like this January, we're going to Halifax, Montreal, back to Toronto, and then to New York, and hopefully to Seoul one day.
When you were showing it to audiences for the first time, were you thinking, was it even a thought, oh, I wonder if non-Asian Canadians are going to get this because it's new. It's new. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is a topic, and this is what I wanted to get to before. There's a sitcom in America now, Fresh Off the Boat.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're familiar with it, right? And I saw a few episodes of that, and it was funny. But when you're introducing something for the very first time, was that a thought of yours? Was it a concern of yours where you thought, I wonder if people are going to get this, or I wonder if it's going to go the way that I want it to go?
No, I didn't really think about the audience too much in that sense. I knew like my friends would love it, who grew up and could identify. But I was very surprised when the broader audience could relate and laughed at the same times. And it was, oh, okay. And I think I have a little quirky sense of humor, so I was just surprised people liked it at all initially.
Right. Yeah.
And then when we went on tour, I mean, most of these theaters, even like, some of the smaller cities, it's less multicultural. So it was pretty much kind of a white audience, but they loved it. And there'd be people coming to me and they'd be like, that's my story. And I'm like, how is that your story?
Yeah.
I know he's Korean, but that's my dad.
Yeah.
That's my dad. And we had a small business and it's the same story. Thank you very much. And so
we have some music that we want to play. This is very Korean, but it's featured in the sitcom. And I wanted to ask you how you know about this music, because it's called 국민 체조. This is in the sitcom. Now, how in the being from Toronto, moving to Toronto when you're 1 year old.
Yeah.
How in the world do you know about this?
My dad. It's my dad. He'd make us
ringtone.
My dad would make us do these exercises.
Yeah.
I think a lot of Koreans, when they immigrate, they kind of preserve that culture. They preserve the Korean culture from when they immigrated. So in my mind, in my dad's imagination and memory, Korea is still like 1970s, 1970s, 1980s.
Right.
And so we would do these exercises, but he would add his military training stuff to it. We do squats up and down the hall. Like it was me and my two sisters. We do it. Yeah.
And so you put that in the sitcom too.
So that's a little bit, just a little bit in it.
You want to listen to a song?
Sure.
You had one that you wanted to hear. This is from a group from Toronto, right?
He's a rapper, one guy.
One guy?
His name is Shad.
Okay. What's the track?
It's called Fam Jam. It was kind of our touring. When we were touring, it was our unofficial touring theme song.
Right on. We're going to listen to that and more coming up with actor and playwright Choi. Shad, Fam Jam. With playwright and actor Choi, the show Kim's Convenience, which is now a television show, debuted on TV on October 11th, Canada time, for the very first time. Were you nervous about that?
Yes and no. I mean, in a theater opening, like you go to the theater and the opening, you're so nervous.
Yeah.
You're in the audience, whether you're an actor, a writer, director, or a producer, you're in the audience, and there's this a visceral experience you have with the first audience.
There's an energy you can feel. Yeah.
They're laughing. Yeah. They're not laughing. They're sighing. They're shifting in their seats.
And you have all of these ideas about when they're supposed to laugh, when they're not supposed, and those are in your head. And then if they're not following along, then you're thinking, oh my gosh, everybody hates it, right?
And the critics, right there. Yeah. They're all sitting around.
Yeah.
So that's that's very nerve-wracking. But in TV, you're at home.
Yeah.
I mean, you just watch it, and you kind of know that millions of people, hopefully, are watching it, but you don't hear them or see them. So yes, nervous, but no. And plus we had a gala at CBC where there was about 300 people that saw the premiere a week before we opened, and that was kind of very nerve-wracking because we're in the audience but we're watching, and it went off. It was a huge success, but that was pretty nervous.
I was really happy to see the success of Fresh Off the Boat in the United States, and I hope for success for Kim's Convenience in the Canadian market as well. You're in Korea to meet with some production companies. Tell us.
Yeah, there was a conference here. It's called PAMS, Performing Arts Market in Seoul, and we came here. Soul Pepper Theater Company and we came here to meet and hopefully link together with find a partner, a producing partner, to bring Kim's Convenience, the stage play, here to Seoul, and hopefully around Korea. So we've met with a bunch, and I still have a few more to meet today. But hopefully that'll be successful.
That's
and
really
maybe we
exciting.
Could be here next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this is.
Love to.
I mean, I'm guessing no actor thinks, oh, this movie's going to be massive. Maybe when they are filming it, or no singer thinks maybe, oh, this song is going to be number one on the charts. And I'm sure that even though you're proud of your project, you never saw this level of success for it.
No, not. I just wanted to see it up.
Yeah.
Just to get to see it, and then after the Fringe, even during the festival, the 7-day, 7 performances, I was hustling for new work. I was like, okay, how am I gonna feed my 2 little baby kids? Yeah. And then it started to, blossom into this thing. And even at Soul Pepper, okay, that's it. Mm-hmm. I'm good. I'm happy. Yeah. All right, what am I gonna do next? Then it toured. All right, we toured. Great. And then the TV came, and now I'm in Seoul.
Yeah. And you're talking with production companies about maybe making it a worldwide thing. It's exciting.
That'd be great.
What are you going to do next?
I have a bunch of writing projects that's been on the shelf. I've been a little bit busy. The TV takes up a lot of time.
Yeah.
Writing and pre-production and producing and being on set. But I have a bunch of writing projects that I'm working on. So even now, I had a meeting with the National Theater Company of Korea, and she told me this amazing story about its birth, how it began. I was like, that is incredible. And I asked, has anyone written a play about that? She goes, nope. And I go, did anyone write a story about this? Or even and she's like, nope. I'm like, and she goes, maybe you should.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So I got one more idea on the shelf.
To go on the shelf.
Yeah.
Well, once again, congratulations on the success of the play. Congratulations on the TV show and the debut on CBC, Canada's national TV station, on October 11th. Good luck with all of your meetings here. I really hope that, and I have a feeling somebody will want to do this production here in Korea. And when you do come back, and when it does happen, please do come back to the morning special and say hello again. Ins Choi, it was a real pleasure to meet with you this morning. Thank you so much for being our guest today.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.